everyone, and welcome to another edition of Windows Server Core 2022. Today I'm gonna talk about storage spaces. This is part 2 of the video. In part 1 I've showed you how you can manage storage spaces using GUI and of course Windows Server 2022. Today I'm gonna show it with PowerShell and all the commands that you can use to manage the environment of storage spaces in Windows Server. I'm not going to perform this on Server Core because I wouldn't be able to show all the things that are going to be actually configured here. I wanted to show it on the GUI, so you will see after every command what's happening. Okay, so let's start with, of course, opening our PowerShell. I'm gonna use my notes as always. Okay, so first of all, what we can actually see, so get a list of disks that can be used in a storage pool. Okay, so let's check that out. Because actually on the GUI you can always check the disks here. And as you can see, running this command, you can also check the disks that are actually available. As you can see, the media type of the disks is unspecified as of yet. So operational status is okay and health is okay. Usage is auto select and the size is 60 gigs each. And we have of course 3 disks because we are gonna make a tier, the same as I was showing in the previous video. So we're gonna create RAID 5. Alright. Next thing we are gonna do, we're gonna use the variable that is gonna be called PhysicalDisks. We're gonna set the variable. And now we have actually created our pool. So we have created our storage pool. So with this command we are able to create our new pool. So New-StoragePool, our friendly name of the pool is going to be CompanyData. StorageSubsystemFriendlyName is going to be just Windows storage, and PhysicalDisk is gonna respond to our variable, which is PhysicalDisks, which was created here. So as you can see, our new pool is being created. It's called CompanyData. Operational status is okay. Health is fine. Read only is false, and the complete size is the total amount of the 3 disks, which is 178 gigabytes. We can of course go to storage pools now here. I'm just gonna refresh this because it still holds all the data. And as you can see, company pool has been created, CompanyData. It's a storage pool and it has 178 gigs and 3 disks inside. I'm gonna go to properties, as you can see. Okay, so since the pool has been created now, okay, so as it says, so this the first line uses the Get-PhysicalDisk commandlet to get all physical disk objects that are not yet in a concrete storage pool and assign the array of objects to the Get-PhysicalDisks variable. So this is why we are actually creating this variable, so we can assign all the unassigned disks to this variable, and we are then using this variable here while creating the storage pool. So we are specifying the variable, and it actually holds all the 3 disks that we have. Okay, so to get only the disks in the storage pool, we're gonna use this, so we can check now the disks in our storage pool. So as you can see, these are our disks in the storage pool. And now we can get the media type of the disks. So this is also very important, because if we want to set tiers, as you can see, of course, the media type of our disks is unspecified, and we're gonna create, of course, the disks in a specific way here. So we are gonna create SSDs. So if you want to create a faster tier, you're gonna of course use faster disks. But if you have older disks, if you got older disks like HDDs and SSDs, you can always create 2 tiers. One is gonna be faster and one is gonna be slower. So of course in the virtual environment it doesn't matter, because I can create either SSDs or HDDs, doesn't matter for me. Of course I'm going to choose SSDs because they're going to be faster. And in this case we are using Get-PhysicalDisk CanPool. Of course we are specifying our storage pool, which is CompanyData, right? So here CompanyData. Sort object size, we are specifying our 3 disks. So select object, we are selecting the first 3 disks and the only 3 disks that we have for this storage pool. And of course set physical disk media type, so we are actually corresponding to those 3 disks, and we are changing them from unspecified to SSD. And now if we are actually gonna check our disks, all of the disks have changed to SSD media type. Okay, so now after creating a pool, make sure that this is set, otherwise set it if you do not use the hot spare. Okay, so we are gonna set this option as well. So set storage pool friendly name is CompanyData, so of course we are corresponding now to our storage pool, which is CompanyData, and we are setting retire missing physical disks always. So why is this important to set? Because if something happens to one of your disks, maybe even 2 of them, 3, 4, doesn't matter how many, this option will, if you actually set it up in the beginning while you have created your first storage pool, then when something happens to one of your disks, or like I said, a couple of disks, they are gonna automatically go to retirement mode, and you will be able to swap them. Okay, let's now check what we have now. So now we got the restart server to apply the settings. So this is what we are gonna do. I'm just gonna restart everything. I'm gonna pause the video for a moment until it restarts. Okay, so we're back. Now we can go here to our pool storage pools again. We can check our disks. Okay, so let's go back to creating. So now what we are gonna create is of course a virtual disk, and since as you can see, create a dual parity disk. Well, I'm not gonna create a dual parity because I don't have 2 servers. If you want to create a dual parity, you can use at the end of this command, of course, physical disk redundancy too. Well, I'm not gonna use this. I'm just gonna create normal parity. So let's open PowerShell. And now we are creating a new virtual disk. Storage pool friendly name is of course CompanyData. Friendly name is gonna be just pool disk, and the size is 178 gigs. So I want this virtual disk to take the whole space of the 3 disks. And provisioning type is going to be thin. So of course, if you want to read about provisioning, you can either have thin provisioning or thick provisioning. What's the difference between those two options? I said about it a little bit in the previous video. If you want, you can read about it also on the internet, quite a lot of info about it. Resilency settings name is going to be just parity, because I'm choosing the parity option here. So basically RAID 5, because you can correspond to 3 different settings here, either RAID 0, RAID 1, which is mirror here. So either simple, mirror, or parity. Simple is RAID 0, mirror is RAID 1, and parity is RAID 5. We are choosing the RAID 5 option because we have 3 disks, and if you want to use parity, you gotta have minimum of 3 disks available in your storage pool. Okay, and there we go. We have created the virtual disks. It's called pool disk. It's in parity mode, and it has 178 gigs. And let's take a look here in the disks. I'm just gonna refresh everything. Okay, and as you can see, here is our new pool disks. It's offline at the moment. And as you can see here, we have our pool disk parity. It's in parity mode. It's thin provisioned, 178 gigs. You can of course have a few options here, like new volume, creating a new volume from it, detaching, extending, deleting, or you can go to properties and just check. As you can see, we got 3 disks inside, all SSDs, as we have said it before, and the volume is read and write. Okay, so since we have created the virtual disk, now it's time to create the volume, of course. So let us create the volume. So we're gonna use Get-virtual-disk. Friendly name, of course, is gonna be pool disks, because we are using the newly created virtual disk. Initialize disk partition style is gonna be, we're gonna partition it with a GPT. Pass through new partition. Okay, now we're gonna assign drive letter. I'm just gonna leave it on default. So the same for use maximum size. I'm gonna use the option use maximum size. So the volume is gonna be 178 gigs. If you want to change this and give it like less, you can always choose a different option while creating the volume. The same goes for partition. You can choose GPT or something else. And of course, at the end, we got format volume, and the file system is NTFS. So, and now we have our new volume created under drive E. The file system is NTFS, the drive type is fixed, it's healthy, and it has 177 gigs. So if we go here, as you can see, I got this local disk E that has 177 gigs. So this is my volume that was created. I can now create a folder. Inside the folder, I'm just gonna create some kind of text. course, we can set the permissions to this folder while sharing. Gonna use share. Gonna go to permissions. We're gonna scratch everyone because we want to set the permissions only for specific users or groups. So basically I'm gonna choose administrator group, so domain admins, which are gonna have the full access, and I'm gonna also choose one of the domain users, which is called Bill Paxton, and he's gonna have read and change permissions, or maybe only read permissions. I'm gonna apply this. Okay, so now we can go to properties, can go to sharing. We're gonna copy this. I'm gonna go to my domain controller, and I'm gonna see if I can actually reach the share. So yeah, I can reach the folder, and I can reach the text. I can change the text, can save it. So everything works as it should. Of course, here on the iSCSI, I can always sign out. I can log in as another user. I can log in as Bill Paxton. And now just to check for a moment if the share actually works as it should, because this user should have the share as well, but he was supposed to have only read permissions. So let's check. And as you can see, he only has read permissions. Everything is set as it should be, because it creates another document. It doesn't save the changes in the current document, so everything is as it should be. Right, so let's go back, because now I wanted to simulate disk failure and show you how you can actually recover using, of course, PowerShell. So the next scenario is emulate failure. So what are we gonna do? Well, first of all, let's actually open the settings of our virtual machine. We got like 4 disks. The first disk is of course the main disk, and the 3 disks are the ones that are attached to our storage pool. Right, so now I'm gonna remove one of the disks. Okay, let's remove this one because this is volume 3, volume 1 and volume 2. Okay, so this is the main volume. So I'm gonna remove volume 3, so one of the disks I'm gonna remove. Okay, and what's happening right now? Let's check. When we go here and we're gonna go to our storage pools, as you can see, one of those disks now is not available, lost communication. Of course, you can check it like before. Using this command, as you can see, we have lost communication with one of the SSDs because it had been either badly it has some bad errors on it, or something happened to it, it was badly damaged, or maybe we just pulled it out physically because something happened, and now we want to replace it, of course. So once we actually add another hard drive in its place, so let's say we have just pulled out the bad disk physically, and now we are adding physically another one. Okay, let's just call it like this. Okay, fine. So now we need to go to our PowerShell, and first of all we need to add the physical disk. Okay, so we're gonna use add physical disk storage friendly name. So we are gonna add it to the CompanyData pool, and it's gonna be of course set to auto select. So we still have the one that is not available. It's still the system still shows that it's there, and it has lost the communication. We still do not see the new disk. Okay, so next we need to prepare the new disk. So we're gonna use Get-PhysicalDisk CanPool. We're gonna use, of course, the storage pool company data, and we're gonna set the media type from unspecified to SSD. So we are setting the media type of our new disk to SSD that we just added. And at the end, when we have the new disk specified in our system, now we can actually commence with removing the disk that is showing that it has been damaged or removed. So we are going to be using remove physical disk. We are specifying our pool, which is company data, and then of course we are using the physical disk where object. We're going to be using operational status as OK. So we are going to be removing everything that is with operational status that is not OK. So everything that has status OK stays in the pool. Everything that has different kind of status, right, like this one, is going to be removed. Okay, so now we need to, of course, refresh everything. And as you can see, the error that we had with the disk has disappeared. The disk also disappeared, and now we can actually check our disks, and we have 3 working SSDs with the full capacity, and of course our storage pool is working as it should with all 3 disks. Of course, when I actually took one of the disks out, you still could use the pool, and you could use the whole amount of the disk. So it doesn't matter if one of the disks fails or 2 of the disks fail. At the end, I can also simulate 2 disk failure. Let's see settings. Let's just remove this volume. Let's remove volume 1. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, so you got problems with your storage spaces. Okay, so we pull disk. What happens if both of the disks will go down, right? So as you can see, now we got unhealthy. We got the pool has been detached. So if one disk fails, we still can use the pool. Now probably the pool is not operational anymore. So if you would have this kind of option happen to you, you got the tier and you got like 2 disks that went down and only one disk is operational, then your pool is gonna be down as well. So until you have at least 2 disks working and only one of them fails, the pool is gonna be up and you will be able to use everything. So if I had 4 disks and 2 of them failed, the 2 remaining disks should keep the pool up. But if the majority of the disks is down, then the pool goes down as well. Okay, as always, like and subscribe if you like my content. I'm gonna link under the video all the commands from PowerShell that you can use in creating pools, storage pools. Hope you like the content, and as always, I will see you in the next